And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to this very exclusive Getting Sports with Drunk video. I'm at Bad Fisherman Brewing with the Bad Fisherman Brewers themselves. Gentlemen, want to introduce yourselves?
Steve. Jimmy.
Now this is our fourth take. I tried 3 on the GoPro and was unsuccessful every time, so thank you Steve Jobs and your infinite wisdom to make the iPhone. So gentlemen, what do we have going on today?
We're making a 10-gallon batch of our summer ale. We got 22 pounds of grain. We got a bunch of hops ready to go. They're all lined up. Should be all right, hopefully.
Most important part of making beer is drinking some beer.
I like that. That's the thing I like to hear. So you guys were nice enough to give me a glass right here. And what am I drinking?
You're drinking the Noggy IPA.
I think I had that when Steve came on the show. Very good.
Yep.
So I'm going to toast you guys. Thanks for having me come on. So, what do we have done so far?
Right now we got our hot water kettle. We got to get it up to about 170 degrees. And then from there, we're going to pour the hot water into our mash tun over there.
Which looks alarmingly like an igloo cooler. But worry not, it is a mash tun.
We're pretty much just putting the hot water over it. We're cooking the grain, getting all the good sugars out of it that are going to ferment, and then hopefully turn the beer.
All right. We're going to check back in a little bit and get some more important documentary footage. Until then, we're going to be drinking some beer.
I'm going to let it get filled up a little bit with water first. All right, now you can go. They're crossing the streams. Perfect timing, though.
Let's see if I can take a peek into here. Look at that. Now, when you take this, you just pour this right in your chest, right? So usually, how fast is the drain on that pot? About 5 minutes, you guys said?
We typically, when it gets lower, we designed this where if it was one of us, we could just do it on our own. But since there's 2 of us, once it gets pretty much light enough to be able to pick up, we just kind of pick it up and dump it in. But if it was just one of us draining it, it would take like 5-10 minutes to fully drain. When we drain this, it's a process.
Throw the rest in there. I underestimated how much was in there.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. I'm gonna grab the rice hulls. We're putting the whole bag in.
The rest of the original bag, which I brought up. It's in the sanitizer bucket.
That's hot.
Smells good.
Oh, it smells delicious.
To you people watching the video, I hope you can enjoy the smell as much as we are.
Great
Smell-o-vision.
podcast material.
Yeah.
Alright, what I'm putting in now, they're rice hulls. You hear some breweries kind of like talking shit because they think like Budweiser, they use rice. Reality is, when we sparge and clean the grain for the wort, which is turns into beer, they kind of just function as a filter to help run the water through the grain, so you don't just have a solid biscuit and you're just kind of putting water on top of it and nothing's coming out of here.
Makes it a lot clearer, too.
A lot clearer. Everyone uses it. How much water is in here?
About 3 gallons.
Want me just to dump it?
Sure.
for a second. I'll just do it. I got the gloves.
Really wish I had the GoPro right now. Arms are pretty tired.
Stirring.
Look at that. And the beer's done, right?
Yeah, that's totally alcoholic now, and carbonated and everything. With this foam.
Yeah, this foam is it's absolutely carbonated, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, keep stirring this fucker.
That's where Guinness gets all of that nice foam from,
Yeah.
because they just do it as quick as possible.
Really whip it around for a second.
So what's the ideal temperature you're looking for now?
Target is 152. My mindset is like 2 grains below or higher. I'll be all right. I just don't like going over 155. Keep stirring it.
All right, we're gonna check back in a little bit. Right now.
So now what we're ready to start is we're going to start the mash out. We're going to remove all the water from our mash, put it into here. We're going to put the water that we're heating up to about 170 degrees onto the grain and wash off all the fermentable sugars into here so we get the best beer we can possibly get. What we do, I'm filling up the pitcher now because we need to kind of make a solid grain bed where we can wash the grains off so we don't get a cloudy, grain-filled beer.
Which is what it looks like now.
Which is what it looks like right now. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here. Really just want to establish a solid grain bed that's a little undisturbed so we don't get chunky grain as we pour it out. We also have this to filter out the grain, but we kind of want to get all the extra starches out.
So about how many of these? Go ahead,
It's
Steve.
like a really complicated K-cup system, essentially.
So about how many of these would you do?
When we do about 5 gallons of beer, this is a 10-gallon batch, when we do about 5 gallons, we would do this about 3-4 times.
Is it like a particular science, or you just kind of like, just from experience?
It's just until you can see chunks of grain in it. I'm not sure if I'm able to see it in the video, but it looks like bubbles, but it's really just grain.
You can see it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get rid of. We don't want that.
You knew you were coming. Get us a nice clear one next time, all right?
I don't think I'm able to get a nice solid bed with 10 gallons. Maybe that's shit water.
We will be with Kendall recording.
And the whole point of mashing out, we're heating up the extra water to about 170 degrees. We want to stop the sugar conversion. Because if the sugar conversion can continue happening down here, which we don't want. It will affect the flavor of the beer. Hello.
Hola.
This is not a private brewery, is it?
Not much else to really say about it.
Kendall is here.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
That's my grandma.
I got it.
Un momento. We have to go and put this on the green bed.
See, Steve, I think you can speak on this. This is what home brewing is all about. It's about family.
It's all about something.
It's all about something. That's what he says. Real nice.
Hold on. Pause right here. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way, alright?
I don't think it's talking to you about that.
Well, I have an affinity for being in the way.
If you look at it now, you can see how there's no real like extra little bits. Like there's one or two floating around in there, but we'll be able to filter those out later. You can see it's a lot clearer than originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then I think we are ready to start draining it in. And then Kendall, if you would like to do the honors, you can start it.
All right.
Start the draining process.
Now, is it going to pour right out? Is the pressure going to be enough?
You know, lift up that little thing, and then bring it over.
Safety feature.
Safety
Hold that
feature. Keep that on.
Yep.
Yeah, keep that up. Turn it.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Listen to that flow.
Kendall's first beer.
All right, so this is probably going to take some time to drain. So it's going to be a second, but that water's supposed to heat up?
Yeah. I think it's almost there.
Almost there, so should I keep the tape?
162.
Keep the tape rolling? No? All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a little bit, and Steve's going to do a cartwheel.
Wait, whoa.
Oh, Steve, you're speaking.
No script. All right,
You said you were gonna take the next one, and I just started talking.
all right. So right now, what we're doing is kind of the same thing as we are before, but we're adding some more hot water to the grain to kind of wash away all of that extra nice sugary goodness that the yeast will love and turn into alcohol. And if you've ever cleaned up a spilled soda, you know how hard it is to get sugary stuff off of the surface. So that's why we need to heat it up as much as possible. Get that nice sticky sugar goodness into the wort.
All right, excellent. So we'll see you back in a minute. Alrighty, here's a fun part of the brewing process right here. Heading into the woods. Look at all that. All the byproduct of today's brew. Now to be enjoyed by the wildlife of Seymour, Connecticut. All right.
That's the deer feeder.
Deer feeder. This is going to be much better for the deer. We're going to head back to the brewery right now. All right, we're underway. All right, hanging out with the Bad Fisherman Brewers. They bought me a gift, 5-year anniversary ale. It's the Honey Spot Road IPA, aged in gin barrels. Now, you guys went and picked this up and experienced the whole thing, and I got the impression you guys were not a fan. I happen to be a gin drinker myself. I've had a couple of dirty martinis in my day, and I'm a big fan of MASH. So it's another reason why I drink it. So here we are getting rid of the pop the cork. It's pretty cool. I've never seen a cork in like a 12-ounce bottle. Listen to that. For smell, not getting much of the smell there. Good cork. Pour for me. Earlier in the recording process, I had a terrible pour. I had 2 successful ones, as I'm showing you 3, and previous one, all over the ground. Cork. All right, look at that. A much better pour than I. So what's the percentage on this bad boy? Should have waited for him.
I don't even think it tells us. I don't think they recorded it.
No. So
It was a lot. That's all
mystery.
It's
Mystery.
like 10 or 12.
10 or 12. And this is bottle number 27. So I was you guys were the 27th person to get that bottle. Smell profile. Smells like a beer. I don't know really what to expect. I've never had anything except aged in bourbon barrels. So this is going to be an interesting go. Nice, healthy sip right here. Taste kind of the gin in it. It's not bad. I don't know what to say really. I've never had anything like this. To be honest, I don't know if I could see myself having more than one of these, but that's kind of how a lot of specialty type beers go. Yeah, definitely tasting the gin. I don't know what they aged the gin in, Hendrix or whatever. I don't know if it can be discussed. But gentlemen, thank you so much, and enjoy the time here, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beer. What do we have going on right
It's
here?
after
A
curfew.
boil over.
A boil over.
Very slow, methodical boil over.
It looks more like a butthole.
You guys really helping your corporate image. These are the Bad Fisherman Brewers, up close and personal.
You see us fishing.
So
Do you want to just take it off?
No, I mean it's going.
So you had to get it to what, 11 and a half? And,
11.5 gallons, because we're going to lose about a gallon in the boil.
So how much of it do you think is boiled out by now?
Not that much.
Not that much? How long traditionally?
It takes about an hour to get rid of a gallon.
Okay.
And that's when it's roaring a boil. And we've been sitting here, it's been steaming for about 20 minutes. We probably haven't lost that much. And if we lose more than a gallon, we're aiming for about 10.5 gallons. What's boiling away is the water, or not the flavor. So we can always just add more water when it's done. If we end with 9 gallons, we can just add another gallon to it of water.
Alright, yeah,
Let's just take it off.
We're just putting it on the concrete.
Just pick it up for a second, see if it dies. Oh, my dick is on fire.
Alright. Off to a winning start.
We apologize to all the mothers and grandmothers in the audience.
It's like, you ever make too much couscous?
Nope, I'm a hamburger man myself. Oh my goodness, what are you doing?
This has never happened before, I swear.
Is it you?
Put it right there.
Oh,
Wait, no, hold on. It's fixing itself.
Oh,
whoa, this is some Harry Potter stuff.
This is what we've been waiting for, is this to happen. There we go. We got a boil.
Look at that, look at that.
We got a boil.
We're boiling. Look at that, caught here live. Except for when you're watching it.
And yeah.
You know, Steve, watching you with that reminds me of like the gondoliers in Italy. You know?
oh, hold on. Anyway.
All right.
How much house do we need?
I think it's 2 ounces of Northern Brewer.
Some exciting stuff is happening now. Got some hop calculation over there. Or is it a text message we're sending?
It's going to the recipe.
To the recipe. Back to you,
High
Steve.
tech over here.
High tech. Well, hey,
High tech, yeah.
you gotta follow a recipe.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and I mean, I'm here just as moral support, really, for looking at that recipe.
All right.
can I get a close up of that bag real quick?
You want to smell it?
May I?
Smells pretty good.
Oh man,
Great podcast material.
All right, here we go. The whole thing.
burns the nostrils.
Gonna foam up a little bit.
As by a little bit, a lot.
Woo! Oh, fuck me.
Hey, listen, Old Faithful does the same thing. You know, just let it be.
Want to give a couple to him? Have him throw some in?
Hold on. This is just, I just need to kind of get this done real quick.
Tell you what, you guys, no bath bomb could do anything like that. So.
I can't see because of all of this.
That happens in bed, you're doing something right.
Boo.
Looks like pea soup.
Stir it up.
Because as soon as I put the
So
wood
many
in there,
hops up here.
Wow, you guys can't wait till smell-o-vision comes out because this is amazing. It's amazing the color difference already. Taking plates and glasses.
it's
Look
really
at
just
this.
a mess. Make
Actually,
sure your dogs don't ever eat hot residue.
I got one of those for my car actually. I'll tell you what, nowhere else in the world are you gonna get a brewery documentary like we have going on right now. Only at Bad Fisherman Brewery.
Still not a healthy
Hashtag getting sports with drunk, GSWD. Use that for everything, whether it's brewing beer, not brewing. But you can brew with your beer, Steve.
Yeah, you could brew with your bros and brew with
You know
your-
what? You
yeah.
screwed it up. I screwed it up. You screwed up my screw up. So you know what?
We all love ice cream.
That's right. That's right. You want to take a pause right now, or?
Alright, so what we're working on right now is the boil, which is nice because it's an hour of just kind of watching stuff happen. But what we're doing is we're adding in all of these hops, and the earlier you add it, the more time it boils, and we're gonna have to cut that.
So far we've added a couple hops. We've added, trying to remember off the top of my head now. Some citrus went in there or no?
Citra, yep.
Citra went in there.
Some Northern Brewer,
Lemon brew.
and some size.
Some lemon went in there as well. A couple, a
Yep,
bag.
some passion seed, paradise passion, something like that. And then now, Jimmy.
Jimmy's on the phone.
Well, actually, because we actually have to get this done. Jimmy, this going in for the. Oh, I think it's with mom.
So I
This go. This going in. This going in next. Timer went off. This going in.
Yeah, Cyclone.
Cyclone's going in.
All right. So what we're doing here is in the boil, you're adding the hops, and what you're doing is you're ended up boiling off these things called alpha acids, and that's what gives you the bitterness and the flavor from the hops. And the longer you boil it for, the more bitter it gets. So you add something in at the beginning, you get a nice bitter beer. You add something later on, and you get more of the aroma, the smell, and really a quick and dirty way of explaining it is if you want something at the beginning of the flavor, you throw it in at the beginning of the boil. If you want something at the end of the taste, you throw it in at the end of the boil. And right now, we have just finished our boil, and we threw some hops in there that really shouldn't be boiled for too long, so that's why I threw them in right at the end. Get a nice cyclone going, get all those acids in there to kind of add some flavor to it at the end of the fermentation process. And that's pretty much it.
So what's next? What's gonna happen from here? After it's, how long has it got to sit in?
So once we get it down to about 75 degrees, using that interesting looking copper thing over there, we're gonna pour it into these fermenting buckets, add the yeast, and then let it sit for 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and then over to a secondary for a week, and then we can bottle.
All right. So we'll catch back in a second. We're gonna see when they're gonna put them in the storage units where they will sit until bottled. We'll be right back. All right. So now all the hops are in. Now we're cooling. What's in the ideal temperature we're looking for?
The yeast will die if it's over about 90 degrees. We need to get it to about 70 so we can take the gravity reading to establish how much alcohol we'll actually get out of this.
Now, the yeast has been added or not yet?
Not yet. The yeast
Not
will be added when we put it in the bucket.
In the
fermenters.
buckets.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool thing we have going on here. We're mixing it. Inside right now, there is a copper tube. If you've ever seen like an episode of MASH, the still they have, it's just like that. And cool water is flowing through that. But mixing it is helping, lower the temperature of the concoction we have here. So, in just a little bit, we're gonna check back in, and I think we're gonna be putting it in these buckets right here. Have been sterilized. These two right here. Not that one. But this one, this one. Definitely not that one. Glove, no. Yep. Alrighty, so the beer has now made it into the receptacles where they will age for about how long?
2 weeks primary and then a 1 week secondary.
And that's when it will change containers from this, or no?
Yes. Yes, they will go into a second container, and then from there we will bottle it.
And I don't even think we discussed. What did we brew today?
Steve, come on. Take the lead while I do this.
We brewed a nice summer ale with a little bit of lemon twist to it, if you will. Be a nice, easy drinker for those nice hot days of playing either can jam or any sort of frisbee-related extracurricular activity.
Well, those days are coming up very soon, so this is a perfect beer to brew for that.
That it is, my friend.
So, and what do we have going on right here?
This we have some magic going on because to understand how much alcohol we're going to get from it, we need to find out what the sugar content of the alcohol or what the wort is now versus after the yeast has beaten it up. Then we'll know about how much alcohol we've got. So I put a little drop of this on here, close the tip, and then I look out into the sun, and then it tells me about how much we've got. I do that at the end of fermentation and do some quick math. Don't ask me how this works, because it is.
Well, you said it was magic, I believe.
JFM, just fucking magic, because I have no idea how it works. But essentially, that's the process. Is just finding out the density of it, how much sugar is in there, and going from there. All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve. And where's Jim? Where'd Jim go?
Jimmy went to go move the fermenters down to where they're going to be.
Well, we can wait for Jim for just a second, but I want to thank you for letting me participate in this. And you guys did all the work. I got to sit here and enjoy some beers.
Well, we made you do the part that we didn't like to
For
start.
the stirring. I wish you guys could have seen that we should have the video going for that. It took a couple of minutes for me. Had the copper pipe going through to cool down the temperatures that could be stored.
Got to go a whole pretty much 150 degrees. You know, not that
Yes,
far.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's a fun process. A lot of hurry up and wait. Maybe 3 hours one day, wait 2 weeks, another half an hour, wait another week or so, another half hour worth of work, and then you have some beer.
Well, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm very excited, you know, between Jim and Steve here. I want to thank you guys for letting me come on. And they're coming on the show very soon. They're talking about some of the products they've been working on. And from Getting Sports with Drunk, I want to thank you for letting us do all this stuff. And we'll see you very soon.
See you very soon.
And the beer is going to be excellent.
Always.